The next postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Dante DiVincenzo gives his mask to Josh Hart. DiVincenzo's got a broken nose. Hart says take it back. DiVincenzo played well as he had 21 points, but it was all Knicks. They had great balance. Karl Anthony Towns, 15 and 11 for him. I should say 15 and 10 for him. And the Knicks now 5-0 at home as they blow out Minnesota 137 to 114. Great to have you with us here. What a dominant win for the Knicks. Bill Pidto along with Wally Szczerbiak. Yes, it's early. But the Knicks are now 5-0 at home. It's their best home start since the 12-13 season. Minnesota, back-to-back trips to the conference finals here. What to you is the significance of this win? Yes, it's early November, but very impressive.
It's a huge win. It really is. I think what it really does, and there was extra emotion, there was extra energy in the building, it shows you how good this team is, how good this team is going to be, and how good this team is getting to be. And that's a process that Mike Brown has set that he wants to do with this team. And playing an elite team that's playing good basketball in the Minnesota Timberwolves, they come into your building and you blow them out in the second half. That's what championship contenders do. And that's what the Knicks are. You can see what this team's capable of. We saw it in the second half. Jalen Brunson was outstanding. OG Anunoby was outstanding. Karl Anthony Towns is really finding his stride. It's just very exciting the way Mike Brown is implementing his system and these guys are absorbing it.
Great balance for the Knicks again. 6 players in double figures. That's been the case the last handful of games. Julius Randle only 8 points last year when he played here as a member of Minnesota. Tonight he had 32. I mentioned DiVincenzo had 21, but it was the Knicks war in the second half. They outscored Minnesota in that second half by 27 points.
That's what you do when you are great. You make adjustments in that halftime locker room and you come out in the third quarter and you do not take any mercy on your opponent. And this is just no opponent. This is a Western Conference Finals team coming in for their only trip to the world's most famous arena. You know they had this game circled. You know Julius Randle brought it, and so did Dante DiVincenzo. But the Knicks were not having them getting a win. No way are you coming on my floor and our floor and getting a win at the world's most famous arena. And that was impressive by Jalen Brunson and company. Jalen struggled a little bit in the first half, 3 for 9, only 7 points. In the second half and third quarter, what greatness does is they show up and they bring it. And that's what the whole entire Knicks team did, led by their captain. Jalen Brunson was outstanding. Josh Hart was outstanding. That is a big-time character win for the Knicks.
Both teams made 19 threes. How about the rebounding differential? It's not on the board there, but look at points in the paint. 62 for the Knicks, 40 for Minnesota. The Knicks outboarded Minnesota, Wally, 50 to 31. Second chance points. The Knicks 31, Minnesota 14. They won the game on the boards.
Well, that's all effort. And this Knicks team is playing hard for their new coaching staff. They're getting after it defensively. The numbers are good. They're getting after it on the boards. They're getting to the free throw line. They're feeding off this crowd. I mean, when you're playing in front of the 20,000 of the best fans in the world every single night, the effort is 100% there, and all those controllable parts of the stat sheet that Mike Brown likes to talk about, we want to win the effort plays. We want to win all the plays that matter. They're doing them.
All right, Wally. Monica McNutt has always helped call the game on the radio on ESPN New York. Monica, 137 points for the Knicks, a season high. That offense, especially in the second half, was absolutely fantastic.
53 points from the bench. Yes, sign me up. What are these other numbers here? 45% from the three-point line and 54% overall. Sign me up, 100%. And you know what? I actually thought it was interesting. Pat and I were talking about this post-game. The Knicks got up 102 shots compared to 83 shots for the Minnesota Timberwolves, because I thought, guys, from the eye test, and this is without looking at the statistic that creates pace in the NBA, for the eye test, I thought this was one of the Knicks' slower-paced games. It was deliberate. They clearly were tremendously successful with it. So it's good to see that there is a variety of ways that this team could go about getting wins.
Yeah, this team is showing us a lot. I was so impressed with this game, Monica, because You could tell there was a little extra in the air, don't you think? I mean, you were calling it from the radio booth, and the fans, there was just a little bit of amped up energy, and the players, you could tell their attention to detail. It was all there. There was a little extra adrenaline in the building tonight.
I would agree with you, Wally. I mean, these are both teams, the Knicks and the Wolves, teams that were in their conference semifinal opportunities last year. And so these are teams that come into this season with high expectations. I don't think anybody that has followed this team or is roots for the Knicks would second guess that this was probably one of the tougher tests that they've had this season. And so there was some anticipation of what is this team going to look like against a team that has the same level of intentions for this upcoming season.
Monica, we showed everyone the third quarter where the Knicks outscored Minnesota 40-28. Jalen Brunson in that third quarter scored 12 of his 23. Yeah. Also doing a great job now distributing the ball. He had 9 assists the last game against the Wizards. 10 assists tonight and 7 rebounds.
Yeah, I think that's a terrific sign. Again, we keep seeing all of these instances where the offense is settling in. And in the case of Jalen Brunson, just being able to, I love this pass. This was just a high percentage pass. And it was after that questionable start for the Knicks. They quickly turned it around, though. But we're seeing this team really find its spots within the system. Now, those are moves that we're accustomed to seeing from number 11, the captain, all year. But I thought that was a great screen by Mitchell Robinson, a little bit higher out in this system as well. But Jalen Brunson was just poised. And even though the start for him, the starts have been a little sluggish, ultimately, guys, his line gets back to what we consider to be sort of signature and efficient, almost 50% from the field, going 9 of 20. And then you mentioned the assist as well, Pidto. So I'm really excited to see the way that this team is taking advantage of this opportunity to spend so much time here at home in the Garden.
Yeah, they're definitely taking advantage, Monica. And I got to compliment the players. The way they're adjusting to a new system so fast, and it looks like they're really enjoying playing this way. Honestly, it's fun to play this way. When the ball moves.
More movement, more pace.
More pace. As a player, that's all you want. If your coach is going to tell you, take threes, as many as you want. We need to get up at least 40. That's a big plus if you're a player. Play fast. You're going to get more easy points, more easy layups. That's going to help your percentages. And move the ball so everyone out there on the floor feels like they're a part of the offense, and it's not just ISO every time, walk it down the floor, and play 1 against 5 with 5 guys locked in on one guy. That's exactly what you want to do. So this team is completely adjusting at a high level to the new philosophy that Mike Brown is implementing.
Monica, I talked to OG Anunoby on the court after the game. That's his 4th straight game with at least 20. He had 25 points. He's all over the place again, and he seems to be scoring here more consistently, at least over the last 4 games. He's scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what, Pidto? I think that's a great call out for OG as we look at how he's doing it. I continue to say that this is within the system. He's playing within himself. He's getting good looks. He's shooting the 3-ball so well right now. But it also, he continues to be who he is on the other side of the floor, right? A reliable defender. He had 2 steals tonight. He's in passing lanes. He's disruptive. He still has the assignment of slowing down the opponent's best players. But this shot in particular made me laugh because he had all the time in the world to set his feet, and then the aforementioned defense that we talked about. I did kind of want to see a dunk from him on that play, or this play when the lane just split wide open. But all in all, his poise and his maturity within the system. Because listen, and Wally, you know, sometimes as a player, if you got an opportunity to go and the new coach and the new system includes a green light, it can mess with your decision making a little bit. But I'm really pleased to see how well OG is playing within himself and within the system.
Yeah, he just continues to get better in the New York Knicks uniform. I really believe that. I think, you know, last year he built on his first season when he was traded here to the Knicks, and this year it looks like he's completely bringing his game to new heights. Obviously, the defense is always there. Would have liked to have seen him throw that down, yes, Monica, but when you're starting to become a veteran player and you know you got to make it to the playoffs and maybe the finals, sometimes you want to save some energy and, you know, once in a while, just kind of keep a little reserve energy in the tank. So just get the 2 points. This is a team that's thriving on both ends of the floor, and OG is really benefiting from getting extra touches and extra looks.
Guys, how about Mitchell Robinson tonight? 16 minutes is all he played. He had 8 points, Monica. He had 10 rebounds, and he also, let's see, he blocked
3
shots. Yeah, 3 shots. He was all over making the most of his playing time for sure.
Again, I go back to the point, Pidto and Wally, about the variety, right? Mitchell Robinson obviously has not been available in all 8 games now over the course of the season, but when he has been available, he does what he does well. He is an absolute star in his role as far as rebounding, and we know it's not just rebounding, although defensive rebounds are terrific, but he had 9 offensive boards, and overall tonight, the Knicks were able to cash in with 31 second chance points, and so you can bet that Robinson's presence was a huge part of that math. I'm just really excited for him to take care of his body. So far, the decision, as Mike Brown has said very candidly, to manage him has been working out well.
All right, Monica, we'll talk to you Sunday. Knicks off till Sunday. We'll
Yes.
host the Nets
nice
on Sunday night. Enjoy the couple of days off, Monica. We will see you soon. By the way, Josh Hart, another great game off the bench with 18, and Deuce tonight had 14. Welcome back, everybody. The Knicks outscored Minnesota in the second half 83-56 to win 137-114. Back now from the corner 3, presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. Let us now listen into the post-game comments from Knicks coach Mike Brown, as always, presented by Chase.
I'm proud of our guys because I thought in the first half, I thought Minnesota did a good job with their physicality and their pressure, and they kind of had us on our heels. And one of the things we talked about, or the main thing we talked about at halftime, is just trying to be the aggressor and not play on your back heel. And I thought our guys did a good job of flipping that switch at halftime. And hopefully we could have done it from the beginning, but our guys figured it out. And a lot of guys, played a big part. And I thought Deuce was really, really good for us on both ends of the floor. His aggressiveness, his pace, when he was in the game, just helped get us over the hump in a lot of different situations. And so he was really, really big for us tonight in terms of trying to establish ourselves as the aggressor. Yeah, had a lot of. He also was our defensive player of the game. It could have gone to Mitch too. I thought Mitch had like 9 blocks or 10 blocks. I was shocked he only had 3, but Mitch was all over the place. He was guarding everybody, contesting shots, blocking shots, and then I'm gonna take a poll. Who has seen a stat sheet that has somebody playing 16 minutes and get 9 offensive rebounds? Raise your hand. Who?
Mitch.
I like that. Yes, I mean that was absolutely amazing. And one of the things we talked about was hitting the offensive glass, and for Mitch to get 9. I've been on OG. OG is as talented and strong and athletic as they come, and he had 5 big offensive rebounds for us tonight. So between the 2 of those guys, it's 14 offensive rebounds. You throw Cat in the mix, that's 17 offensive rebounds from 3 of your starters, which is absolutely amazing. Those guys were phenomenal in the glass. We had 21 offensive rebounds, which was a big night for us. And to get 21 offensive rebounds, you guys excuse me, on 54% shooting, that's amazing. And they're a big, strong, athletic team. So I got to give our guys a lot of credit. 55 field goals made, 32 assists, and so the ball's moving, the ball's humming, and that was part of the success we had in the second half. It was our quick decisions. The floor was spaced the right way, and we just kept trying to share the ball and find an open teammate. Jalen and our backcourt of Jalen and Mikal, those 2 guys had a combined 15 assists between the 2 of them. And I mean, I could go on and on. It's a big win versus a really good team that's well coached.
Coach, you spoke about Mitch and OG. Were they the catalyst for the aggressiveness? Obviously, Mitch playing in those short intervals seemed to really have that burst every time he was on the floor.
Yeah, they were big, but I got to give a lot of credit to Deuce. Deuce was aggressive the right way. He was played under control, but if they tried to pick up full court, he drove it by him, he touched the paint, he played off the 2, and he sprayed it. And guys got great looks, so it got us into our offense. Josh was also a big catalyst in terms of trying to get us to push the pace and play the right way. So it was obviously a collective or a team effort, but those two guys did a lot of little things that won't show up in here that helped us become the aggressors in that second half especially.
Mike, one more thing on the offensive rebounds. I was talking to Mikel the other day, and he said your system crashing from the corners is very important.
Is very what?
Important.
Yeah.
Is one, have you seen a consistency from guys with that? And two, is that something guys do naturally, or is that something you have to harp on throughout camp as you're trying to implement this type of system where make sure guys are crashing from certain spots on the floor?
You got to stay on guys because it's think about it. Every offensive possession, go. That's I always I told our guys this. There are a lot of talented teams and people in this league, just like in any walk of life. The ones that are great are the most consistent. And so that's part of it, just trying to get guys to be consistent in doing what we do, even something as simple as if you're in the crash zone, attack the glass. If you're in the crash zone, attack not 50% of the time, and we chart it, and they see it after every game, but we're trying to go 10 for 10 if you're in that crash zone 10 times. So we got to keep pushing them, but our guys, they've been really, really good trying to do the right thing when they're out on that floor.
Coach, pace is perceived as kind of pushing the ball up the court, but it's, pace is measured also in the half-court offense. Are you becoming more satisfied with your pace in the half-court offense?
For sure. I thought in the first half, no, I wasn't happy. Again, you got to give Minnesota credit that they were up in us and they were physical, and we did not attack that the right way from the beginning of the game. We kind of played on our heels, and it lasted the whole first half, or most of the first half. We had a little window that we got aggressive. Again, I thought when Deuce was on the floor, his group did a really good job of it, and Josh. But the second half, I thought everybody picked up the pace, not just in the full court, but in the front court as well. And the biggest difference in the front court, you have to play with. You have to have a cadence with your pace. It can't be 100 miles an hour all the time. You got to know when you got to go from point A to point B. You could do that at 100 miles an hour, but throughout most of our movement stuff offensively, you got to play with a little bit of a cadence, quick to slow, slow to quick, just to keep the defense guessing.
Jalen Brunson, 3 rebounds shy of a triple-double, had 23 points, 10 assists, and we'll get his post-game comments in the Knicks locker room when we come back after this.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer today.
We are back for tonight's thrilling moment, brought to you by FanDuel Casino. Get your thrill on. The Knicks were down by 9 early. They were 0 for their first 6 from the field, but this sequence with OG Anunoby dunking it helped them get back into the game early, and in the second half, they blew Minnesota off the floor. Post-game comments now from Jalen Brunson.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot of concentration and focus, and just happy we battled back compared to the first half.
Mitch doing the things that he does on the glass, how impressive is that? 9 offensive rebounds in 16 minutes?
It's very impressive. It's what he does, and whenever he's out there doing that, it makes us really comfortable like shooting the shots because we know like we might get a second chance.
What's different about this team just in a week's time?
I think we're growing, we're learning, and obviously playing at home is a big factor. And when we get back on the road, we got to focus up even harder than we do at home and find a way to win. But the energy at home is great, and playing in front of these fans is awesome. We got to continue to improve in that manner.
What has Josh given you? You talked about the other day that's the Josh you know and love. These last couple of games, though, what are you seeing from him?
The same thing you guys are saying. Same old Josh, just back in his. Damn. Back. You're right. No, you're right. Back in normal fashion.
Did you know you were that close to a triple-double? Have you ever thought about chasing one?
No. Last time I chased something, I got cussed out in front of Tom Izzo when I was a junior in high school. So I'm not going to chase any stats here.
Were you chasing triple-double?
Jalen Brunson's never had a triple-double. Had 7 rebounds. It needed 3 more rebounds for his first career triple-double.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
He doesn't care about. You heard what he just said. He doesn't care about the individual numbers.
No, it doesn't matter. He just wants wins. That's all it's about. And he wants his team to keep shooting 19 for 42 from the three-point line. That helps you get a lot of wins.
Mike Brown wants his team to shoot at least 43s. They're doing that every single game. 42 attempts, making 19. And all of the work they did in terms of points in the paint and the offensive rebounding. And that was the key to tonight's game. They did it in all facets. Cat with a double-double against his former team. We will continue right after this. Wally predicted a 6-1 homestand. Right now, they're 3-0. Knicks don't play until Sunday. Note the start time against the Nets. 5:30 pregame game at 6, and then it's Memphis, Orlando, and Miami to close out the 7-game homestand. We're back to hear from Cat after this. Cat tonight had a double-double, 15 points and 10 rebounds. His post-game comments are next. Cat didn't play against Minnesota last year when they were in town in the regular season, but he did play tonight. 15 points, 10 rebounds against his former team. Here he is after the game.
Yeah, I mean, this was a great win for us. We found a way to continue to win as a team, and tonight was a great night for all of us to focus on the goal at hand and get the win.
Early in this game, obviously it was a highly contested game, but early on it seemed like you had a couple of aggressive physical plays. One was a pretty powerful dunk over Ant Edwards. Was your mindset
No,
almost
it wasn't
like,
over.
it was over? I saw the replay. It was over.
No credit for that.
No?
My brother moved out the way.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, still, but you seem to almost set a physical tone early. Was that intentional?
Of course, I want to be aggressive, and then when I get opportunities to impact the game, especially on the offensive end, I want to make the most of them. So, early on in the game, I found myself, with, the ball in my hands, and I was able to do something special with it. So, just trying to help, our team and impact winning as much as possible.
I don't know how many more field goal attempts you guys had than them, but a lot of that is about Mitch and his 19. Offensive rebounds, 19 more.
He was special 9. I think it was 9 of them. He impacts the game. That's what he does. I said it to Pop. I mean, he's a beast. So, when you got someone like Mitchell Robinson out there, I think the whole league knows he impacts the game. All right, guys.
So a great team win for the Knicks. They're now 5-0 at home. Next up, another home game. It'll be Game 4 of their 7-game homestand. Nets in town Sunday. Note the pregame show at 5:30, game at 6. You can also stream our coverage on the Gotham Sports App. Want more than just a postgame show? Link your eligible TV subscription to stream Knicks games free, or subscribe today in the Gotham Sports App. Just go to gothamsports.tv to learn more.